I'm not going to read straight through. There's a couple verses I want to look at. Verse 1 says, "And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground." Here's Lot. He's in Sodom. We read back over there in Peter that Lot was a righteous man. But here he is dwelling in this wicked, evil place. Not only was he dwelling in this place, listen to this, it said Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. The city gate in this day and in this time was a place where elders, judges, and respected persons, those with authority and influence, gathered together. Lot was not only living there, but he was in it. He was into it. He was a part of this place. I'm not saying he was committing the sin, but he was rubbing elbows, if you will, with those who were. He was right in there amongst them, and living amongst them, and being one who sat in the gate, where, as I said, there were those who were respected and had influence. And Lot was a part of that. Lot chose to become a part of that. He integrated right into the society. And he lived with it. Whether he sinned or not, he accepted it and he lived with it. I'm not saying that he sinned. Let's go on here. Jump down to verses 4 and 5 of Genesis 19. This is, we all know this account. God had sent the angels to Sodom to bring Lot out. I truly believe that a lot of the reason that he did that was because of the prayers of Abraham. That Lot was able to escape. But anyway, verse 4, "But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house," this is where the angels are, in Lot's house, "round both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them." And what did Lot do? Lot said, "No, it ought not to be this way. You're committing an ungodly act, and you ought not to be." That's not what Lot said. What did Lot say? "No, I'll give you my daughters instead." That's not the act of a godly man. That's not the act of one who is trying to do what is right. Jump over to verse 15. This is after that night. The next day they're to get out of there because God's going to destroy the city. Verse 15. "And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city." I want you to notice something here. They're to get out of there before the city is destroyed. God had said he's going to destroy the city. The angels came to get them out of there, to deliver them. And what does Lot do? It says he lingered. He didn't want to go. He had become a part of this society. He had become a part of this city. Again, I'm not telling you that he was committing the same sins and that kind of thing, but he had accepted it to such a degree that he had become a big part of it, and to such a degree that he didn't even want to leave the city. They had to lay hands on him, it says, and bring him out. He had become so ingrained in that. Now, I look at Noah and I look at Lot. There's a lot more there, and you go and read it, but I want to get to the heart of this and what I wanted to do. We are living, I believe, as I said already several times, but I want to make this clear, I believe we are living in such a time. I believe we are living, for lack of a better way to put it, in the United States of Sodom. I believe that we are living as it was in the days of Noah, when the imagination of the heart is only evil and wicked continually. And we see two men in the Bible living in those situations and in those circumstances. And we see two different ways of handling it. We see two different ways of being. How was it? Lot, he chose to become a part of it. He integrated into that society. He became such a part that he sat in the gate with the respected persons and those with influence and those with authority were gathered. He became such a part of it and he liked his life there so much that he lingered. He didn't want to leave. he didn't want to go. They had to lay hands on him and bring him out. I'm afraid that so much of the church today has accepted what is going on. We are never to accept these things. The Bible tells us to have no fellowship with them, but to reprove them. We as the church are never to accept them. There are churches that advertise that they are open, they are affirming, they are welcoming to all of this ungodliness. And there are many who may not put out a sign saying all that, but they have chosen to accept it and to get along with it and to be inclusive, if you will. That's not what the Bible tells us that we are to be. That's not what the Bible tells us that we are to do. I believe that that is what Lot became. And what happened because Lot became that way, to such a degree that he lingered. Even when he knew destruction was coming, God had sent angels to get him out of there. And yet he still lingered. The angels had to lay hands on him to get him out. I believe that that's how much a lot of the church world has accepted what is going on in our world today. They are so enamored with their life. They are so caught up in their lives where maybe they're successful and they have authority or they have power or whatever it is. They like it so much that they won't stand up against what is going on. And that's exactly how Lot was. Now we go back to Noah and we see that while Noah was preparing the ark, he was a preacher of righteousness. It was 120 years in preparing the ark. The Bible tells us that Noah was a preacher of righteousness. He didn't just make a way for himself to get out. He didn't just make a way for his family to get out. He was a preacher of righteousness. He was warning them. He was telling them that destruction was coming. And there was only one way out. The way out in that day for Noah was that ark. That's a representation of Christ. He is the only way out. He is the only escape. Though we may not be like Lot, are we like Noah? We have to prepare our way to get out. We have to know that we are born again. We have to know that we are saved. But that can't be the end of it. We have to be as Noah and be preachers of righteousness. We have to let them know that destruction is coming. And there is only one way out. We can either be one or we can be the other. There is no middle ground here. If you're not prepared to have your way of escape prepared, and you're not warning others that they need to get on board, that they need to prepare their way of escape, then you're not doing what God has called you to do. I didn't do this on purpose, but it kind of ties in with Sunday school. We are to be salt. We are to be light. We are to be the voice crying in the darkness that destruction is coming. And there's only one way out. In Noah's day, it was the ark. In our day, it is accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. That is the only way out. How many churches, how many church people, how many Christians sit around and keep their mouths shut? And how many are going to be destroyed because we sit around and we keep our mouths shut, or we accept it, or we wink at it?
That's right.
You know, there are so many, I've heard this out of Christian people. They tell me they're Christians. I have to accept their word. God knows their heart. But I have heard this is one of the common arguments for a lot of the stuff that's going on. Well, how can it be wrong if they love each other? Things like that have gotten into the church. Things like that. Doesn't God tell us that we are to love one another? That's not what God is talking about. And we need to stand up against these kind of things. I don't know why it is today that God gave me the Sunday school lesson He gave me this. But here's the message, the root of it all. We need to stand up and we need to speak up and we